we have the effigy of the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei the second, the 16th occupant of the Golden Stool from 1999 to 2014. Items from the British Museum and Victoria and Albert Museum here. We have the effigy of the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei the second, the 16th occupant of the Golden Stool from 1999 to 2014. So we have the picture of him and the late Nelson Mandela here. We also have the Asantehene and the Asantehene Nana Konadu Yadom, the third. We have this is also the picture of the Asantehene when he was swearing in the year 1999, in the year 26th of April 1999. We have the Asantehene and his wife, Lady Julia here. And also we have Asantehene and Vitekudu. This is Vitekudu, the casket that used to contain some treasuries that whenever the king is coming, you see him from before the Asantehene comes. On the right here is Mamponhene, which is the Nifahene of Asantehene Traditional Council. We also have the left here, also the Asuminyahene, which is the left flank of the Asantehene Traditional Council. We have the Benkumhene, we have the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei greeting the Kumasi people. We have Asantehene holding the Apakantuo and the Asantehene sitting in state. Please, let's go to the other gallery. Showing the Asantehene and the late Kofi Annan. We have Asantehene and the late Kofi Annan, also Asantehene and the King of England, that is King Charles III, when the Asantehene visited him in Buckingham Palace in the year 2023. We also have the Asantehene and the former president of Ghana, John Agyekum Kufuor, here. Please, let's go inside. Okay, Mate. This used to be the living room for the Asantehene to welcome visitors who were not dignitaries, like school children and market women. Please, let's go to the other room. All right, we also have the second living room. We have Prempeh II and we have Nana Ama Sewa Nyako. They were the Asantehene from 1931 to 1970 and 1945 to 1977. Please, let's go to the other room. All right, this place serves as the dining hall for Prempeh the first and Prempeh the second, the 13th king and the 14th king. We also have the fridge, which is still working. All right, the 70-year-old fridge, which is still working. Please, let's go upstairs. This museum, return. These are the objects. Is the other side? Hello? You this one. Wait a minute. But we are with time, so people are also coming. Okay, please let's come here and see some of the artifact too. Okay, please let's go to the other room. So that's Prempeh the first and Nana Yechan. And this was the picture taken when he was taken to Elimina Castle. Okay, please let's go to the last room. Okay, please let's go to the other room. Hello, excuse me. Okay, please. I'm sure you are. Yeah, yeah, so. Yeah, you see, I must see any to nipa ne doors on yeah, to. So we are.
This Manhyia will lead the delegation to the exhibition hall. And afterwards, His Majesty will host. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this building, from where I share these thoughts with you this afternoon, will be 100 years next year. Though originally built as a residential palace for my grand uncle Prempeh I in 1925, it was turned into a museum by my brother Otumfuo Poku II in memory of the adversities and sacrifices that Prempeh I endured with those around him, divisional and sub-divisional chiefs, courtiers, some of whom lost their lives in Kumasi and across the Indian Ocean in the Seychelles Islands. There are two emotional photos in the exhibition of his initial journey to the coast with hundreds of Asantes, who said they would not let him travel alone to exile. This exhibition, the first since the museum was established nearly 30 years ago, is part of the terms of negotiations with the British Museum and the Victoria and Albert Museum. I'm therefore very happy to see Dr. Chris Gosden and Dr. Tristram Hunt, who promised they would come when all had been cleared and the objects are home with us. I'm so happy to hear the MOU signed with the British Museum partly on technical support especially conservation models of the objects has begun, and the tools for this have been secured. That out of this, a visiting curatorship has also been agreed upon. We have just heard what some of the partners have to say and the backing of multilateral institutions such as UNESCO. We have also heard from two people who are appointed to handle the negotiation issues. Professor Malcolm MacLeod, whose book, Images of Ghana, and Ivo Adjumandria's A History of Manhyia Palace Museum has been launched in additional but specific literature of museology in Asante in the last 200 years. We all accept that there are universal values of culture which attract people from different ethnic groups, nationalities, and beliefs. The reactions of these objects coming home were ample evidence of this. But we must also realize that cultural changes and bereavement are part of human nature, and to that extent, contemporary artistic creations cannot escape from these human preferences, sometimes also generational. Previously, many art historians discarded the idea of African art, yet the Black race came with its own forms, whether from Southern Africa or the eastern side of the continent. That denial was not surprising under implantations of external cultures. What was also not surprising was again the denial that art markets and auction houses existed in parts of Africa, including Asante in the 1800s. If these have been proved wrong with research and scholarship, including art histories of the continent now taught in universities, home and abroad, there's a current challenge we all also need to look at. Most of the returned objects in this exhibition were made by Asante royal artisans, or the group we call Otumfuo, who still practice their trade and have been doing so since Asante was founded. Many are resident artists. It took time before they were licensed to go commercial and into the open markets. Now the world is an open place and trade and business knows no boundaries. It's the market that determines many of the choices we make and the things we buy. If there's freedom from royal artisans to be liberal from purchasing positions and participation to participate in the open markets, it brings some personal wealth or income for families and should absolutely be encouraged. There is a reverse side that could be worrying. Markets are markets, and those who invest in African art these days do so and trade in futures. There are many galleries springing up in modern African cities, and there are reviews of contemporary African arts in major media that include CNN, Bloomsbury, CBS, SABC, of young African artists who have graduated from art schools within the continent and abroad. Many of their products are sadly not in African galleries for sale and are easily bought by non-African with interest in them or to be branded and marketed for bigger profits. It's, it's the markets. What can we do to save some of the creative energies of especially contemporary artists? Is some of the exhibition objects were taken forcibly at war and sometimes at peace. The ones that are being produced and brought from Africa today are at the dictates of the markets. From the LC Palace in France to homes of prime ministers of Europe and middle and upper class individuals. These artworks are precious objects that will be worth millions in the future. Will many Africans have to travel to see these in future? I asked the Manhyia Palace Museum to design a project to support traditional art in Ghana, collaborating with the KNUST College of Arts and some of our partners, including the British Museum, the Victoria and Albert Museum, the British Airways, and IAG Cargo to support this. In 10 years from 2025, it will institute 3 prizes a year into additional finals. The works of major finalists will not only be purchased for the upcoming Contemporary Court Art Museum, so we can help retain some of the creative art products in this country. When I next travel to England in the coming months, I'm told it's in July, I'll be meeting some of these Ghanaian artists, painters, goldsmiths, and see how we can collectively, working with some of the royal or traditional art groups, do this. When the modalities are set up, we will also work with private galleries in the country to at least retain some of the productions. It is not always that we have to solicit for things we can try and do for ourselves. I hope that over the days and the months ahead, you will find comfort and be inspired by some of the creativities of our forebears. The exhibition that we are witnessing today has been through negotiations from my predecessors, where Prempeh I, when he returned, requested for these artifacts to be brought back. Sure. Prempeh II, my uncle, also brought that idea in 1948. Sure. My brother, Otumfuo Poku, also came up with this idea again. And then I come here now standing in front of you to also negotiate. Sure. Then in May, when I traveled, I brought the matter up again with the British Museum. And through that meeting, here we are with all these items being returned to us. Sure. We thank them very much. It is not the end. I know we still have so much to do, but this is the first phase of it. Sure. And the agreement is for us to keep it for 3 years and then renew it for another 3 years. Sure. Interestingly, people were arguing that, but these things are for us, so why are they loaning it to us? Unfortunately, there's a law in Britain, law of antiquity, which even doesn't allow them to move these items out of the country. For the sake that they believed in us and that we went in for negotiations and were able to convince them that we would display that for our people to also see it. The items that came back virtually the soul of the people of Ashanti. So we are displaying this for you to see that the items that were stolen, looted in 1874, not all of them are returned. What we have here still embodies the soul of Ashanti. Sure. And I believe within the period that they are being displayed here, you make an effort, everybody, to come in and visit, to see it yourselves, to believe that yes, we have this. Yes, these were created by our own artisans. Yes, we ask ourselves, are we able to do that in this modern day?
The exhibition, adversity, and commemoration. Thank you so much. Now you have a gracious handshake with the celebrants. A big round of applause, please. Emeritus Professor of Orthopedic Surgery, and he is the board chair. He traveled all the way from German North, in the Bono region, and he is the Manhyia of Sampa, traditional area, Nana Samba Jafla II. Nana, the people of Sampa are so grateful for your loyalty. University of Science and Technology for Otumfuo Composers Competition. He donated 40,000 Ghana cedis to the winners, who eventually came all the way from Tamale. Thank you, Nana. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your loyalty. Engineer Nana Poku Ajiman, thank you. Edward Eni will pick that on his behalf. The CEO and the founder of Joshop Constructions is an educationist, a former member of parliament, and the proud son of Asantehene. Mr. Kwame Apa Achapo Atachi. Thank you so much. Precious goodness. This is historic. The recommissioning of the Manhyia Palace Museum by His Majesty Otumfuo II, as part of Asantehene market, the 25th anniversary of His Majesty. We shall all be waiting for the gracious speech of His Majesty after the tour.
Poku TV.